Greetings, my fellow freedom lovers, sovereign thinkers. This is LL3's newest podcast. My name is Craig, transmitting from the beautiful Swampy Mango of South Florida. And today's date is Monday, April 30th, 2016. Yes, actually, this day in history, 1966, the Church of Satan has been officially been announced by the late Dr. Anton LaVey. This will give you a little brief history lesson. Yep. Well, to be very sincere, I'm not going to be talking about that. However, I was trying to put this on my earlier episode on the McElveen World Trade Center Investigative Act, and I go through. It looks like FloridaBulldog.org has some issues on the site. However, I got it now, and this is only be talking about this particular subject, and it's very intriguing too, adding to the one I addressed earlier. And it came from the FloridaBulldog.org. And I already been subscribed to it. Thank you. Hey, what do you folks do? Please donate to these guys. They're like investigative journalists, and it's a lot of merit. They're based out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, homegrown. So people who live in Fort Lauderdale support news with balls. Okay, watchdog news you can sink your teeth into. That's the Florida Bulldog slogan. So, it's going to be mainly addressing one area that came out today. It's written by Dan Christensen. It's entitled, "A New Transparency Push Calls on Trump Intelligence Chiefs to Declassify All 9/11 Records." Wow. I think this is fantastic, and I'm going to narrate to you to make your own judgment, okay? It says here, faced with a persistent government stonewall, the opposition grounded in Americans' hearts and taking root on Capitol Hill is calling on President Trump and the nation's law enforcement and intelligence chiefs to declassify all documents related to investigations of the 9/11 attacks. After nearly 17 years, there's no credible national security reason to continue to withhold documents, says a petition that went online last week urging declassification. I believe I signed that too, and do yourself a favor. There's a link for that. Sign it, spread it around, okay? When the FBI has released documents entered via FOIA, which is the Freedom of Information Act, or being enforced by court order, the documents are heavily redacted and have contributed to the confusion and ambiguity surrounding the origin of the September 11th attacks. The petition's goal was to obtain 2,977 signatures, one for each person killed in the Al-Qaeda attacks in New York, Washington, D.C., and outside Shankville, Pennsylvania. As of Sunday, nearly 2,700 signatures have been collected. Some of those voices are powerful. "My husband, Robert Mayo, was murdered on September 11th. My heart is still broken," wrote Merrill Mayo Marshall. It is asking too much for the truth? Release the documents now. In Congress, members are also pushing a new and supporting of 9/11 transparency. This month, Senator Richard Blumenthal, Democrat from Connecticut, called on the U.S. to disclose more about 9/11 and not to be complicit in Saudi Arabia's resistance to truth-telling. Let's make no mistake, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia probably sponsored that terrorism. Now the United States government is seeking to shield Saudi Arabia from embarrassment, Blumenthal said at an April 9th press conference. Bipartisan push taking shape in Congress. In the House, a bipartisan trio of representatives introduced a resolution calling for the release of tens of thousands of pages of documents as necessary for a full public understanding of events and circumstances surrounding the September 11, 2001 attacks upon the United States. Those same congressmen, Representative Walter Jones, Republican from North Carolina, Representative Stephen Lynch, Democrat from Massachusetts, and Representative Thomas Massey, Republican from Kentucky, spearheaded a similar resolution 3 years ago that gained widespread support and helped lead to the declassification by President Obama of the 28 pages from Congress Joint Inquiry into 9/11. Those pages revealed suicide hijackers' connection to Saudi government officials and members of the Saudi royal family. I just say they're just part of it, not the core minds of what occurred. They are considered accessories, and I will say that in good faith. What we want to do is start a national push in early June, Jones said on Friday. Once the Senate decides who will be the lead, we will announce that two bills, companion bills, have been introduced in the Senate and the House. That will be our kickoff. At the same time, litigation in New York and South Florida seeks to open long-filed FBI records about its massive 9/11 investigation, codenamed Pent Bomb. In New York, lawyers representing thousands of 9/11 families, survivors, and other victims who are suing Saudi Arabia this month subpoenaed FBI records about Omar al-Bayoumi, a suspected Saudi agent in Southern California, and Fahad al-Thermari, a Saudi diplomat who was also in Los Angeles, also a religious religious leader. Excuse me, a little tongue twist there. Tongue-tied, of course. The pair has been tied to two of five hijackers who were commandeered American Flight 77 and crashed into the Pentagon, killing 59 passengers and crew and 125 people in the Pentagon. Of particular interest is in that case is an October 12th FBI summary report released to Florida Bulldog in late 2016 amid its ongoing Freedom of Information Act litigation. The heavily censored report describes how federal prosecutors and FBI agents in New York were targeting an apparent support network for the two flights 77 hijackers. Saudis Naraf al-Hamzi and Khalid al-Medar, and how they zeroed in on one suspect they were looking to charge for providing material support to the hijackers and other crimes. The report is so sensitive that even the name of the investigation is secret for unexplained reasons of national security. But it is unredacted narrative does identify Thermari and Bayoumi, as two of the three main subjects of the probe who assisted the future hijackers upon their arrival in Los Angeles in January 2000. The name of the third subject was censored, but appears to be highly placed. This is evidence that redacted and tasked al-Thermari and al-Bayoumi with assisting the hijackers, the report says. Very interesting, right? Yeah, something's really intriguing about this stuff. Like I said, I'm not too surprised, but I'm not being arrogant either. Well, I will proceed. First confirmation. The 2012 report was the first confirmation of an active FBI investigation since the 9/11 Commission ended in 2004, and attorneys for the 9/11 victims want to see an unredacted copy. The subpoena challenges the FBI to produce it, along with numerous others long-written records on May 17th at plaintiff's law office in Washington, D.C. In Florida, Florida Bulldog is pursuing two FOIA cases against the FBI. The first pending before Fort Lauderdale U.S. District Court Judge William Z. Zalak since 2012 seeks records of the FBI's Sarasota investigation that found many connections between 9/11 hijackers and a Saudi family living in the Sarasota area, yet was never reported to Congress or the 9/11 Commission. The second case, now before the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, seek records about the FBI's secretive 9/11 Review Commission. The Justice Department and the FBI oppose disclosures in both cases. Meanwhile, the petition continues to enlist supporters. The September 11th attacks are the most intensively investigated crime in history. Yet, aside from minor al-Qaeda operative, there have been no indictments, no prosecutions, hence no convictions for the murder of 2,977 people, the petition says. The FBI, CIA, and other departments of the United States government investigated the attacks. A congressional joint inquiry and the 9/11 Commission based their reports on these investigations. All 10 9/11 commissioners pledged to release the complete 9/11 Commission archive by 2009. It did not happen. I wonder why. In addition, the FBI and the CIA and others have consistently refused to release thousands of documents, many of which are over a decade old. Bizarre reasons to avoid disclosure. The petition also lists several bizarre reasons federal agencies have cited for withholding documents sought under FOIA, like the Justice Department's insistence that requesters obtain a signed privacy waiver from Osama bin Laden. Also, the FBI's assertions last year that it would not release a copy of accused 9/11 architect and Guantanamo Bay detainee Khalid Sheikh Mohammed non-immigrant visa application because it could reasonably be expected to constitute an unwarranted invasion of personal privacy. Oh, really? I am so heartbroken. Here's simply, here is a sampling of the often heartbreaking message that petitioners have left. I lost both my parents on the American Airlines flight that went into the Trade Center. It is time to release these documents, wrote Jason Seymour, sister of Robert Chin, 97th floor, South Tower. My brother went to work and was incinerated. We deserve justice and the truth. Declassify all 9/11 documents, said Suk Tan Shin. Please bring us justice for us. I lost my whole firefighter battalion, 50 firefighters. I work with side by side with, wrote Ronald Barber, father of Nicholas C. Lastman, Tower 1. Cantor Fitzgerald, said Ira Lastman. Of her only son, firefighter Sean Patrick Talion, Eileen Talon said, My son Sean's death certificate reads homicide, but the case remains shrouded in secrecy because my government is hiding something. Why not release them? Why redact them? 17 years later, there's a very long time to wait for answers and to wait for justice. Here's one more. The truth of 9/11 must be known so that thousands of souls lost that day can rest in peace, wrote Shelley Weinstein. There's some related posts below that. You can read it for yourself. And one person named Brett said, Thank you, Dan, for all you're doing for the 9/11 families. Not just this story, which is amazing, but your continued push for transparency on the Saudi row and 9/11. We stand behind you 100% of the way. Please keep up the fight. And all you folks are listening, you can keep up the fight too by donating to real journalism, real news, by hitting that donate to Florida Bulldog button on this page, which I'm definitely going to have it on my footnotes on my Spreaker page and other sites as well, including YouTube. So I beseech every single one of you to do this because what's so fantastic, they deliver fact-based watchdog reporting as a public service that's essential to free and democratic society. They are a nonprofit, independent, nonpartisan experience. No fake news here. Support the real deal, not these pathetic posers we see in these corporate news stations, and here are all these bend-over bobs, including, what's that guy's name, Dan Meyer, whatever, stupid-ass comedian from Politically Incorrect. These guys are jackasses as far as I'm concerned. They never had the courtesy to do their own homework. They call all these people nutbags, and they get shoved up their rear end as far as I'm concerned. They are enemies of a free nation. They hate transparency. They hate our Bill of Rights culture, and I don't give a damn if you poor guys like Bill Maher. I'm not afraid of calling out these parasites. It does infuriate me till this day. And that's why I said before my last episode, there was a New World Order agenda. I announced that September 14, 2001, and have no shame. I'm backing off. And that is it. I thank everyone for listening. Plus, feel free to download and share throughout the social media networks. If you have any questions, comments, or you send me something that's interesting you want to check out, whatever you do, please address your correspondence with decorum. You can hit me on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Tumblr, YouTube, Freedoms Network. They need money too. Please support this anti-face, more pro-privacy, freedom-friendly sites like Freedoms Network. Hit minds.com. You can hit me on futurenet.club. Patreon.com/3 eyes. If you want to donate, be a patron, it'd be awesome. You hit me at Gab as well. which is gab.ai. In addition, you can email me at localluck3@gmail.com to your encrypted ones who have Proton Mail account, LokiLuck03@protonmail.com. All right, my friends, that's all for now. Once again, thank you for your time. Plus, always remember that demonic resistance is healthy for the soul and can liberate humanity. Until next time, take care of yourselves, keep on spreading love, and may your guardian spirits be with you.